Everyone wants to shoot the messenger. And you look at how your point was going to start. You have to understand. But the thing is, the Jewish people that I'm talking about don't have to understand. And that is that privilege that I'm not going to allow. When I wore the White Lives Matter t-shirt, the Jewish underground media mafia already started attacking me. They canceled my 4 SoFi Stadium shows.
Chris Cuomo, who now works at NewsNation, interviewed Kanye West. And while Kanye continued his pattern of saying pretty grotesque anti-Semitic things, Cuomo did his best, in my opinion, to ask Kanye about the state of his mental health. Now, before we get to that portion of the interview, just want to show you a clip of just the insane, paranoid, anti-Semitic thoughts that are currently taking over Kanye's mind and thinking. Let's watch.
They never called me a billionaire. We never talked about, even on this one right here, hey, tycoon, billionaire, visionary, inventor. These are never used. If you go to like New York Times or Wall Street Journal, whatever, they always say the rapper. The rapper. It was hard enough for us to get fashion designer. I'm gonna give a pause so you can address what you want to address.
Appreciate it. So look, there is no Jewish media cabal, mafia. That is a figment of either your imagination or a projection of a prejudice.
I just don't understand like his line of thinking at all. He thinks that there's some conspiracy against him led by Jewish individuals to avoid calling him or labeling him in ways that he wants to be labeled, like visionary and inventor. Like, I guarantee you, no one is sitting around conspiring about what Kanye should and should not be called. But these are the crazy paranoid thoughts that fill his mind. And he genuinely thinks that it's a Jewish conspiracy against him because people are not labeling him a visionary and an inventor. Like delusions of grandeur. Like it's just right there in front of you.
Yeah, so there's several different things here. First of all, he says, don't shoot the messenger. Well, it depends on the message, doesn't it? So like they always say it like, oh, I'm such an independent thinker. That's like the biggest fallback for right wingers. We need independent thinkers. Well, okay, but what did you think about? What was your conclusion, right? I think that the Republicans are secretly giraffes, and I think that the Democrats are secretly rhinoceroses. Independent thinker, don't shoot the messenger. No, you have to make some degree of sense. If you make some sense, we go, oh, okay, well, that's an independent thought. That's interesting, maybe we should think about. But when you say a Jewish secret mafia that makes these decisions. Okay, so let's break it down as to how insane that is, right? First of all, as you all know, unfortunately, millions and millions, probably hundreds of millions of people actually think that. And that is unfortunately one of the biggest stereotypes in the history of the world, that the Jews secretly control everything, including the media. But they never think it through, right? They never break it down. How do they do it? Do they send a memo? Do they send an email? No one ever intercepts the email. No one has ever seen the memo. Do they call each other? Do they text? Do they use WhatsApp? Well, how do they do it? How did they do it in the past? Did they used to fax each other? Did they bother telling Jewish teachers or carpenters? Or is it just the powerful? And who's among the powerful? Like they never think through any of that. And really they had a meeting where they were like, now how can we get Kanye, guys? We've decided that we're randomly going to be against Kanye West. Oh, I got an idea. Let's make sure that no one calls him a visionary. Good, check everybody. Go tell everybody, write a memo to say the Jewish cabal has decided that that he's not to be called a visionary. But remember, they then got to tell non-Jewish reporters, anchors, producers, editors that the Jewish cabal has made a decision. Well, they don't have to call it a cabal, they don't have to call it Jewish, but they have to say a decision has been made that Kanye West is no longer going to be called a visionary. Where's that memo? Where's that email? Has that ever been sent? No, of course not, of course not. Unfortunately, these lunatic conspiracy theories take hold in a lot of people's minds. So they see Kanye and they're like, oh, that's brave. I love that Cuomo actually did a follow-up question, actually said, no, that's not true, and challenged his guests. Right. It's the bare minimum of what journalists should do, and you almost never see it anymore, so thank God he did it in that case.
Yeah, I actually thought his handling of this interview was pretty great in that his mental health issues were obviously front and center in the way Cuomo was framing the questions, but he also didn't give Kanye a pass for the insane things he was saying, and asked the follow-up questions, pushed back. And in this next clip, you're gonna see him, Chris Cuomo specifically, ask Kanye West about his mental health, but also reveal something about himself that I think puts him in a pretty vulnerable position, especially on national television, especially when you're out in the public. So without further ado, here is Cuomo's question to Kanye.
Have you been taking care of your health? And in terms of making sure that you are behaving and thinking at your best?
I love the way you worded it. What you don't realize is when it runs back, people are gonna say, wow, have you been making sure you're behaving? If you run that back,
that's not what I'm
you're
saying.
Gonna be like, whoa.
That's not what I'm saying. You're trying to cheapen the point. I'm trying to make sure that you're healthy and you're taking care of your health.
Did you work out this morning?
No.
Okay. The thing is, okay, so when do I have a...
But I took my medicine. But I took my antidepressant medication that I take every day.
You know, mentioning his antidepressant medication, which he takes every day, is a moment of vulnerability for him, you know, and sharing that or disclosing that about himself in the context of this interview and specifically the question he asked about Kanye's health, I think was an important strategy in trying to get Kanye to understand that you're spiraling and you're in denial about the fact that you're spiraling and you're saying vicious, terrible things, full of paranoia, full of conspiracy and conspiratorial thoughts. But Cenk, it's not getting through to him, because I was reading about the crowd that kind of surrounds Kanye this morning. And the individuals who worked for him, who were just trying to help him out and make him realize, like, bro, you need help, this is not good, he fired them. So it's kind of Trump-like in that he's currently surrounded by people who won't tell him no because their jobs rely on them literally lying to Kanye about what's currently going on, about reality, basically.
Yeah, so unfortunately, when you have somebody that's very wealthy and is mentally unstable, it's like a magnet for con men and grifters. So boom, they all rush in instantly. They see, it's the shark seeing a prey, right? And what do they tell him? Do they tell him, hey, Kanye, when you say that people should call you a tycoon and a billionaire and an inventor and a visionary, that sounds obnoxious. Even if it's true, you have to find a way to frame it in a way that gets you more sympathy, empathy, so that you achieve your goal. When you layer on that it's a secret mafia of Jews that are doing it, you sound not well. So let me help you out as your friend, your family member, etc. No, they don't get that. They just get a bunch of people going, oh yeah, oh Kanye, you figured it out, man. Nobody else has got it figured out, but you're the messenger, right? And then of course the grifters like Candace Owens take it to a professional level and they go, now Kanye, you're so right. You know what would really help you is my husband's company. That's totally failing and nearly bankrupt. If you bought that for a lot of money, tons and tons of money, man, that would allow you to get your message out, Mr. Messenger. That would allow you to be a visionary. So they all swarm around him and leech off of him and enable his mental health problems that unfortunately a lot of people in this country then take his permission to come out of the anti-Semitic closet. And that is a disastrous turn of events. Thanks for watching The Young Turks, really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.